Hello students, class 11th commerce, subject business studies, chapter number 1, and the name of the chapter is Evolution and Fundamentals of Business. It is lecture number 2. Business, profession and employment concept. See, in the sequential form, I have explained these three terms: business, profession and employment. It is the concept of business. See, in business, what is done? In business, economic activities are done. Economic activities are those activities by which anybody earns money, anybody earns a livelihood. Economic activities can be business, it can be farming, it can be manufacturing of goods, it can be construction, roads and buildings, or anything else. I have taken only 2 examples. There are so many things which can be constructed. Then banking. Again, listen, these are the economic activities. Economic activities are those activities by doing which, by performing which, the people earn money. Now move on to business. Business refers to an occupation in which people regularly engaged in the activities related to purchase, production and sale of goods and services with a view to earn profit by satisfying human needs of the people. People engage in business to earn income, and the name of that income is profit. Business is done on regular basis. If I buy anything, later on I came to know, no, I don't like it, I sold it to any one of my friend, this will never constitute business. The business should be done on regular basis. And then whatever the production is done, whatever the goods or services they are sold with a view to earn profit. See, what do businessmen do? They earn profit, but they satisfy human needs. If I need anything, if I need any pen, any pencil, then definitely I will go to some stationery shop. The shopkeeper will sell the writing articles, writing items, pen, pencil or whatever, but addition he will do of profit. People engage in business, those who engage in business, they earn income, and the name of income is profit. Now move on to profession. First of all, you should know what is a profession. Profession includes those economic activities which require application of specialized knowledge and skills in the occupation. Those who are engaged in profession, they are known as professionals. See, I want to become teacher. Then what will have to do by me? What will I do? First of all, graduation, then B.Ed degree. You want to become, if anybody wants to become doctor, they will have to go for medical course. If anybody wants to become lawyer, he will study all those legal studies. For teacher, it is B.Ed. For accounting work, it is chartered accountant. In profession, what is very much important, that the person who wants to become professional, the person should have specialized knowledge, and should have the skills. The person should have the skills of his or her occupation. Those who are engaged in profession, they are known as professionals. Professionals need very specialized knowledge and skills. Now move on to employment. Employment refers to that occupation in which people work for others and get wages or salaries in return. Again, listen. Employment is that occupation in which people they work for others and they get wages. Wages is received by the maid who works for others. Maid ladies, maid. They get wages. But a person who is doing some office job, those persons they will get salaries in return. Those who are employed by others, they are known as employees and they people are employers. Those who give us job, they are employers, and the person, those who do job, who perform activities, those are employees. Now examples: people who work in factories receive, it is receive wages. Bank employees, etc. See, I have taken the example of bank employees. There can be many more people, those who get salaries. So in employment, what is done? In employment, the people work for others and in return they get either wages or salaries according to the nature of their job. Now move on to the comparison of business, profession and employment. Here I have taken serial number, basis, business, then the main headings: business, profession and employment. Point number 1, nature of work. In business, provision of goods and services to the public. What is the nature of work for business? Whatever you want to buy through business, you can buy. In profession, the nature of work: rendering personalized expert service. If you have some problem, some medical problem, then definitely you have to go some doctor. Again, you will get personalized service, and that personalized service you will really be in the mood to get it from some expert person. Employment: performing work as per the service contract. In employment, the work which will be done by the person, that work will be explained by the management people. Whatever they say, the work will be done. It is the nature of work. Second number, qualification. In business, there is no minimum qualification is necessary. Even any uneducated people, they can be the businessman, but it is not applicable neither in business nor in employment. Qualification: for business, no minimum qualification is necessary. In profession, what is about the qualification? Qualifications, then expertise and training in specific field as prescribed by the professional bodies is a must. It is compulsory. If you want to become lawyer, you should do LLB. If you want to become doctor, you should do MBBS. And these all, they are prescribed by the professional bodies and it is a must. It is compulsory. Now move on to qualification. This employment. For employment, the qualification and training is required as by the employer. Point number 3, reward or return. See, in business, reward, the name of reward or return is profit. The name of reward or return in profession, it is professional fees that you pay to doctor. Then move on to employment, it is salary or wages. Point number 4, capital investment. Capital investment is required as per the size and nature of business. If you want to start any big mall, you need many crore rupees. Much more capital investment is required. Now move on to profession. little capital needed for establishment. Then move on to employment. No capital is required, because whenever the matter is of employment, or I work for others in their premises according to their service contract. Point number 5, risk. In business, there is always risk. Risk is present. Profits are uncertain and irregular. As nowadays, because of corona, the business has come, they are earning very less profit because shops cannot be open. Now move on to profession. Fee is generally regular and certain. There can be some risk. And what will be that risk? If patients don't fall sick, the doctor will not be in position to charge fees from them, because no patient, then no fees. In case of employment, what is the risk? Fixed and regular, no or little risk. If anybody works according to the wish of the management, then there is no risk. If a person is not able to cope up with the service conditions of employer, then definitely little risk is there. Point number 6, example. For business, example is shop or factory. For profession, the example is legal, medical profession, or chartered accountants, CA. For employment, the examples, they are jobs in bank, it can be in insurance company, it can be in government departments, and so on and so on. Only few are written. It does not mean that the jobs employment is only for them. There are many more, etc. Now move on to objectives of business and the role of profits in business. Now see, again listen, objectives of business and the role of profit in business. Economic objectives. Point number 1, it is a profit earning. Business activities are undertaken primarily to earn profit. If any business does not earn profit, in that condition, they will not be able to survive. Business activities are undertaken primarily to earn profit, which is the excess of income over expenses. It means expenses are more and the money earned, that is more. Expenses are less and money that you have earned is more. The difference will be known as profit. Every business must earn a reasonable profit so that they can do survival and they can do growth. Point number 2, survival. It is the basic objective of any business. If they do not earn proper profit, they cannot survive. It is the basic objective of any business. And see, for survival, it is all the management that is responsible. Management must ensure the survival of the organization. Survival, when it can be done only when you are coping up with the changes, whatever the changes are in business. It is the duty of management to apply all those changes in their own business. Point number 3, growth. Every business needs to add to its prospects in the long run. Management must use fully their potential for the growth of the organization. Fully their potential means the management should be very good, best. They should invest money wherever the business requires. Only then the growth can happen, otherwise there will be problem. The business even can come to an end if the management does not pay any attention for survival and growth. Now, social objectives. Point number 1, production and supply of quality goods and services. It is the social objective, it should be, not is, it should be the social objective of any business to supply good quality materials and services. Business should produce and supply products of proper quality, good quality, to satisfy the customer's expectation. Point number 2, avoidance of anti-social and unfair trade practices. A businessman should avoid hoarding, सामान को इकट्ठा करके नहीं रखना, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग, कोई काला बाजारी नहीं, ओवर चार्जिंग एक्सेट्रा. These all are anti-social activities and a businessman should not do all these negative things for the society. Third number, generation of employment. Business should generate employment opportunities to the society. It is the duty of business. There should be ample opportunities for giving them employment, and the employment should be given at proper wages, good salaries, so that the society can be in good position. Point number 4, it is welfare of employees. Business should provide good working conditions and they should pay satisfactory wages and salaries to its employees. When the workers, when the staff, they are mentally free, only then they can give their best to any business organization. If they are paid wages or salaries less, it will give really tension to workers or to staff people. They will be in tension how to cope up with all the expenses, whatever the people have to do. Fifth number, community service. Business should undertake community services like setting up schools, charitable dispensaries. See, I am giving you one example. As Steel Authority of India, they contribute regularly for agriculture, for industry, for education, even healthcare, dairy, poultry, and there are so many activities which are done by SAIL, which are performed by SAIL. SAIL means Steel Authority of India Limited. Now move on to the role of profit in business. Now see, point number 1, source of income for business persons. As a source of income for businessmen, profit provides a means of livelihood for them. Profit is very much mandatory to be earned by the business people. If they do not earn profit, they cannot be in position to continue their business. Role of profit, बहुत important role है profit का व्यापार के लिए. It is a source of income. When they earn more, they can set up so many units. When there are many units, people will keep on getting so many good jobs. Point number 2, source of funds for meeting expansion requirements. See, profits can be a source of finance for meeting growth and expense requirements of any business. If they do not earn profit, how can they set up more and more units? When more and more units are set up, only the society people, they can get job. Source of funds for meeting expansion requirements. Listen, भाई हमें अपने व्यापार को आगे बढ़ाना है. आगे बढ़ाने के लिए I need money. For businessmen, that need is fulfilled by business. और जिससे जो जो उनका प्रॉफिट, जो उनका सोर्स का नाम है, दैट इज प्रॉफिट. सोर्स ऑफ फंड्स, दे आर प्रॉफिट्स, दे आर सोर्सेज ऑफ फंड्स. थर्ड नंबर, इंडिकेशन ऑफ efficient working of business. Now listen. Profits indicate whether a business is being managed efficiently or not. As you people, if you do not get good marks, what the picture, the image a teacher keeps in her mind कि नहीं रे बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं, शैतानी करता है, पढ़ता नहीं. On the other hand, you are very naughty. If you get good marks, then everything is hidden. सब चीजें छुप जाती हैं अगर आप अच्छे नंबर लेते हैं. Same to same is in business. See, profits, they are the indicators that a business is really, if any business earns more and more profit, it means the management is very good. If a business does not earn proper profits, what the image that you keep in mind कि नहीं रे व्यापार ढंग से नहीं चला रहे हैं, तभी प्रॉफिट नहीं मिल रहा. सी, इट इज द मेजर ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस एंड सक्सेस ऑफ अ बिजनेस. फोर्थ नंबर, रिवॉर्ड फॉर रिस्क टेकिंग. इट इज इन द होप ऑफ अर्निंग सफिशिएंट प्रॉफिट्स that a businessman invests money. बिल्कुल एकदम क्लियर बात है. If you start business, what the thing that you will keep in your mind? That I have to earn profits in business, and then they are ready to bear risks. If any businessman bears risk, in that case he can earn more and more profits. And profit, you know, profit is very much essential to cover the cost and the risk of the business. So when any business earns more profit, what can be said? That it is the reward for risk taking. The business took risk and they earned more and more profit. Point number 5, builds up reputation of business. When profits increase over time to time, then what happens? A business earns reputation. Reputation means goodwill. That business gets respect from the customers. The customers wish, they like to go to those shops. It is a, see, if they are earning good profits, they are in position to raise loans whenever they need money. They need loan. आराम से उनको लोन मिल जाएगा. And they can obtain credit also very easily. Then they are in very good position to pay higher salaries and wages to their employees. Now move on to business risks. इसमें अपन कवर करेंगे concept, nature and causes. Concept of business risks. The term business risks refers to the possibility of inadequate profits or even losses due to uncertainties and unexpected events. And nowadays, see, business really, they people are suffering from, लगभग तो losses से ही सफर कर रहे हैं because of corona. Nobody can open their shops. But now for some time, for some hours, it has been given the time for them to open their shops. Still, किसको पता था कि कोरोना होगा और भाई व्यापार हमारा इतना परेशान रहेगा. There are two types of business risks. Point number 1, speculative risks. It involves both the possibility of gain and loss. And now see, the possible speculative risks, they arise due to the changes in market conditions. It includes fluctuation in the demand and supply, the changes in prices or changes in fashion or the taste of the customers. These all are the examples of speculative risks. Favorable market conditions only can result in gains. See, स्पेकुलेटिव रिस्क वो है जिसमें दोनों चीजें हैं. आपके पास जो शॉप पे जो भी चीजें हैं, सामान है, इफ that those goods are not required by the customer, you are in loss. If the same is required by the customers, you are in gain. Favorable market conditions, they are likely to result in gains. When the conditions are unfavorable, the business can bear the loss. They will have to bear the loss, not can, they will have to bear the loss when the conditions are unfavorable. Point number 2, pure risks involve only the possibility of loss या no loss. अगर चोरी हो गई तो 100% नुकसान, नहीं हुई तो 100% फायदा. Pure risks involve only the possibility of loss or no loss. The chance of fight can be fire, आग लग गई, theft, चोरी हो गई, और strikes. They are the examples of pure risks. Their occurrence may result in loss and non-occurrence will be result in gain. Nature of business risks. Listen. What is the nature of business risks? Business risks arise due to uncertainties. When there are uncertainties, there are definitely so many risks. See, uncertain, what is the meaning of uncertainty? It refers to lack of knowledge about what is going to happen in future, as nobody knew that because of corona everybody will be in trouble. Point number 2, risk is an essential part of every business. No business can avoid any risk. Risk can be minimized, listen, but it cannot be eliminated. हम उसको छुपा नहीं सकते, हटा नहीं सकते. We can minimize it. If I want my business in safe position, I can take the insurance policy, but I cannot eliminate this. Point number 3, degree of risk depends mainly upon the nature of size of business. Now listen, nature of size, what is the meaning of nature of size? It is volume of production or sale. When volume is more, production is more, then what can happen? There can be so many risks. For example, a business dealing in fashionable items has a high degree of risk. When those items are not required by the public, by the customers, they will be definitely in loss. And large scale business generally, they has a higher risk than of a small scale business. Point number 4, business is the reward for risk taking. Listen now. If there is no risk, then there is no gain. An entrepreneur undertakes risks under the expectation of higher profits. They take risk, and what the thing that they keep in their mind, that after taking risk they will be in position to earn more and more profits. Now move on to causes of business risks. Listen. First of all, it is a natural cause. Natural causes, as nowadays, because it is natural causes, is corona. Natural causes of business risks. They can be flood, they can be earthquake, lightning, heavy rains, famine, and corona also. They are beyond human control. They result in heavy loss of life or property of income. Point number 2, human causes. Human causes include such as unexpected events, जैसे dishonesty. बहुत सा पैसा मेरे पास था, मेरे मालिक का 1-2 करोड़ रुपया, मैंने कहा थोड़ा सा ले ले चलिए जी. Then who was the cause? The human was the cause. Human causes include such unexpected events, it can be dishonesty, it can be carelessness, it can be negligence of the employees. Move on to third number, economic causes. These include uncertainties related to demand for the goods, competition, price. See, when demand is more, the price you can keep more. When the demand is less, in that case you cannot keep the price of the commodity very much more. Financial problems like risk in interest rate for borrowing, etc., they also come under these type of causes, as they result in higher unexpected cost of operation or business. Point number 4, other causes. See, other causes, they all are unforeseen events. They can be political disturbance, mechanical failures, and like this. And they all lead to the possibility of business risks. Now listen to your homework. Whatever I have taught you in today's lecture, you have to learn today's topic very carefully. थैंक यू सो मच. मन लगाकर पढ़िए.